Welcome to Reiki. I'm glad you're here. Let's spend some time together. We're asking Reiki energy to come into your space now, bringing you to a state of deep relaxation. And through that deep relaxation, comes healing and sleep and restoration and after you wake up from a good deep night's sleep, energy, abundance, purpose, and prosperity. So I just invite you to close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold your breath out. 4, 3, 2, 1. So you breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. And just continue that pattern of breathing until you just naturally stop breathing like that and you just go to your natural in and out breathing. And while you're doing that 4 count breathing, and your eyes are closed, we're going to ask Reiki healing energy to help you be in a state of creativity. And this creativity is going to help your thinking, logical mind let go. So we're asking the thinking, logical mind to be released for now, knowing that you can have that part of your brain back anytime you want it. Releasing the thinking, logical part of your mind. And breathing in the creative, creating, wondrous, childlike, full of imagination part of your mind. That's the part we're bringing in now. And as that creative part your mind, kind of the subconscious part of your mind, comes more to the forefront. I want to invite you into a visualization. Now, in this visualization, I'm going to talk about grandma or grandmother. Now, in your actual life experience, you might not have had a relationship with your grandmother, or maybe you did and it wasn't good. But remember, we're not in that thinking, logical part of our mind. We're not in the reality of our experiences on earth in this lifetime. We're in this floaty, creative place that allows for new possibilities. So if it helps you to think of your actual grandmother, and that's a happy thing for you, go ahead and think of her. If it helps you to think of an ideal grandmother, perhaps one that you saw modeled in one of your friends' lives, or that you saw modeled through a book, I want you to bring in to your creativity a female, grandmotherly, nurturing presence. What does her hair look like? If you could touch it, is it soft or coarse? Is it dry or oily? Is it bald or a wig? And now notice the skin of her face. The wisdom in her eyes. The wrinkles of a life well lived. Notice the energy of her heart space, expanding and enveloping. Does she walk upright? Does she sit in a wheelchair? What is her physicality like? And as you really tune in to grandmother, we're asking that she represent true love, radical acceptance for you. It's that kind of unconditional love that we all long for. And I want you to see that kind of love radiating from the woman that you are envisioning in your mind. Okay? So when we talk about grandmother later in the visualization, that's who I want you to see. So we're asking Reiki healing energy again to come into your space, to envelop you, help you release, relax. Breathing normally now, but breathing carefree. I want you to tune into that place between wakefulness and asleep. That place where if you come back to your conscious mind, you kind of startle a little bit. That's the place you are now. And in that place, I want you to see a red tricycle. And the red tricycle is perfectly shaped and comfortable for you, because I want you to imagine yourself as an 8-year-old kid. So you might say most 8-year-old kids aren't riding tricycles anymore. They've graduated to a bicycle, but again, remember, we're in this fantasy land, this place between wakefulness and sleep. So just imagine an 8-year-old with a perfectly sized tricycle. That's you. And you're excited because your grandmother has called and said that she has some freshly baked cookies at her house and she'd like for you to come over. So you get on your tricycle, you hold on to the handles, and your feet get going on the pedals. And it's one of those carefree summer days where you have nothing to do. And you're so excited that your grandmother has called and she wants you to come and visit and eat cookies. And you're riding down the street to your grandmother's house. And as you're riding, you feel the freedom of the breeze on your face. You feel enveloped in excitement because you're out on your own. No one's with you, and you're like, yes. I'm being trusted. To go this path independently. And you turn, and as you turn, the sunlight hits your face. And it just feels good, and you hear some birds chirping in the trees. And as you're riding, you look around and you see houses. Some of your friends are outside playing kickball on this side. On the other side, you see some little kids running through a sprinkler, and you get your trike a little bit closer to that sprinkler so that you can get some of that water spray on you, and it helps cool you off. And you're coming to a stop sign, and so you stop at the stop sign. And you look to the left and the right, and you pretend like you're driving a race car. And so as you look to the left and the right, and you see that it's safe, you peel out of there as fast as you can. And you're lucky because you're going downhill now. And your hair is blowing in the breeze. And you just feel so excited and free. And now you're getting close to grandmother's house. You can see her house. What color is her house? What does her roof look like? So in my image, grandmother's house is brown, and it has one of those steep roof lines, and the roof is white. So one part of the roof goes like this, and the other part of the roof goes like this. And in front of grandmother's house our mini gardens. So you park your trike on the sidewalk and you look around at her gardens, actually kind of for the first time. So as an 8-year-old kid, some of us don't really notice things like gardens all the time, but for some reason on this particular day, our eyes are just opened to the garden, and we see over on the side that she has vegetables, maybe cucumbers, tomatoes. Maybe there's some vines that hold the promise of pumpkins. Maybe there's some beans. There's a little rabbit in the garden, and you shoo the rabbit away because grandmother has told you that the rabbits like to eat her lettuce. So you shoo the rabbit away, and then you turn to a different part of the garden and you notice some flowers. There's one part of the garden that's all roses. So there's peach and yellow and red and pink and purple. There's some variegated ones. And you go over and you notice that some are great big, almost as big as your face. Some are really small, and some are buds, and some are promises of buds. And you go to reach out, but you remind yourself there's some thorns, so you look before you touch. And you pick your favorite and draw your nose close to it. And you're smelling this rose as you've never smelled it before. It's like a whole new experience. You just find yourself feeling grateful for this experience of getting freedom to go on your own, on your trike, of getting to see that bunny rabbit and shoo it away, getting to see the cucumbers that you know grandmother's going to turn into pickles, smelling the roses. And then you look and there's a little pot close to the door that's filled with herbs. And you go run your fingers over the herbs and smell. Is it mint? Is it basil? Is it cilantro? You look over in the driveway and notice grandmother's car is there. For some reason, she didn't put it in the garage today. And you notice a bumper sticker she has on the back bumper. What does the bumper sticker say? What does it look like? And you ring the doorbell. And you hear grandmother's voice from the kitchen hollering, "Go ahead and come in, come in." And you open the door, and the smell of cinnamon hits you. Snickerdoodles. In your mind, when grandmother called, you thought it was going to be what kind of cookie? Well, it turns out it's snickerdoodles. And you bound in and sit down at the kitchen table, and grandmother pours you a glass of cold milk and arranges 3 cookies perfectly on the plate. Sits down at the table with you. She strokes your hair, tells you that she's proud of you, and that she's excited that you come to visit. And now I'm just going to be quiet for a little while here. I'm going to let you have a conversation with Grandma. Grandma tells you that she's called your house and gotten permission that you can hang out. So you guys are going to play games together. She lets you choose. What kind of game do you play? Or maybe you put together a puzzle. So see yourself with this beautiful woman who is filled with unconditional love and nurture for you. Feeding you cookies and playing games and making lemonade together. And it's dinner time, and she asks you what you'd like for dinner, and you think about those garden fresh tomatoes you saw. And you say, how about bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwiches? So she starts to fry up the bacon, and you can hear that crackly sound. And you go pick some warm tomatoes and wash them up, and she lets you use the knife to peel and slice the perfect garden tomatoes. She gets out the other ingredients and puts some corn in a big pot for corn on the cob. And you wash off the crisp lettuce and get it dry. Pull out the mayo, whatever else you like on your BLT. And you sit down to a crunchy, satisfying summer sandwich. And you ask Grandma some stories about her when she was your age, and what did she do with her summers. When you guys wash up the dishes and you start to hear the crickets, and it's almost time for the street light to come on, and she tells you, it's time to go home, baby. So you give each other a warm hug, a kiss on the cheek. She gives you a bag of tomatoes to take home, and you secure that on your trike, and you ride home. And when you get home, you notice that you're sweaty, and you take a nice warm bath. You splash around in the sounds of the bath. And you even remember to put in some bath salts and some lavender. And the sound and the splish splash of the bath and the smell of the lavender brings you peace and promise of a good night's sleep. may get dried off, but your hair is still wet, but it feels good because it's kind of warm in the house, so the cool, wet hair feels good. Brush your teeth. And put your favorite soft, cool jammies on. And you hop into bed. With so much gratitude. So my friend, if you're still awake, I want you to tap into this energy of gratitude. And just start naming things that you're grateful for. So if any distractions are coming in, that are making it hard for you to tune into gratitude, I'm just going to remove those things. I'm just going to send the energy of gratitude into your conscious thinking mind and let you think of things I'm grateful for. I'm happy I have. Thank you for. I appreciate this experience. Thank you, Grandma, for your nurturing and love. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being fully present with us during this meditation. And may we take this presence with us into our daily life. Tomorrow morning when we wake up, may we feel your nurturing, and may we benefit from a beautiful, full, deep sleep. Namaste. My name is Jennifer Hall. I am a Reiki healer. It is my honor to help you fall into a deep sleep where you can connect with your higher self and heal. I work with people via video call or in person in Kansas City. Please check out my website. And of course, tomorrow morning when you wake up, I'd be so grateful for a like on this video, a share, a comment, and a subscribe. All the light in me recognizes and bows to all the light in you. Namaste and good night.